Alright, so last night I did the equation wrong by only putting b, where it's supposed to be negative b, and basically I ended up having like negative 13 plus 10, which made both of our options negative numbers. But I make a mistake, and trust me, it's easy to make that mistake. Please don't be like me. It was like a refresher for the equation, and it was my fault also because I did not plug back in the values into the equation to see if I got it correct or if I got it wrong. So that was my fault. So this would be the answers, and just don't make that mistake. It's negative b whatever plus or minus square root of b squared. Notice I have the negative 37 in a bracket. I like to put my numbers in a bracket so I don't mix them up and get confused. Alright, so we're going to solve this question on this side by completing the square. Last night I thought you were referring to the other way you could do it, which is by factorizing. I'm like, you can't do that by factorizing. But yes, it is indeed true, you could do it by completing the square. Although although it might be a very long thing, but this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so now remember, in completing the square, you would have this equation, and the equation would be like, for example, we have a squared minus b squared. A squared minus b squared would be equal to something like a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So we're trying to get this equation up here to something like this, right? Right now, how we have it, we have this 37 right on this side, and really and truly we want to have this, at least this portion of the equation on one side. So instead, let us just rewrite it, and it'll be okay, 20x, okay, hold on, it'll be minus 37x and minus 37x on that side, and it'll be 20x squared minus 37x plus 15 is equal to 0. Now that's good, but to complete the square, this big 20 there is going to make it really bit difficult, and so we're going to try to make this a 1. So what I'll do is I'll divide by 20. But if you divide by 20 on this side, you must divide every other unit by 20. Okay? So everybody gets divided by 20. And good. So then we would have what? X squared, right? Minus 37 over 20 is equal to actually 1.85. So that'll be 1.85x. And this would be 3 can go into 15 3 times. 5 can go into 15 3 times, and 5 can go into 24 times. So we have plus 3 over 4 is equal to 0. Now when completing the square, we need to try to put this number, when you have the original equation, put it on this other side, because it'll be really difficult to find out what times what would be equal to that. So put this on this side over there. And how do we do that? Well, you know already. We minus by minus 3 over 4 on that side. And so we will have x squared minus 1.85x is equal to minus 3 over 4. And this part of the equation is very simple. Sometimes it might confuse you, but how do you remember it? Just say, alright, we need to find, hold on, let's just make a little space here. We need to find what number is going to come in here. Remember the equation where I had a squared plus 2ab plus b squared? We're looking really and truly for the b squared. And we know what, so how do we find that? We can say, we can do the long route. In this case, the a would have been the x squared. So if I had to rewrite it, it would be something like 2xb. Which would be, if I had to remove this right here, and I would have put a x, 2x. Remember, algebra is just basically taking out variables. So we would have that equation. So basically that middle portion, that minus 1.85, is actually equal to 2xb, right? So if we do a little quick algebra, I'm just proving my reasoning, right, for this. You do not have to really follow that. If I have 2xb equal to minus 1.85x, I could easily find what is b by just saying this side divided by 2x and this side divided by 2x, and this will cancel, and half of minus 1.8 is 0.925, right? We could do that, but we're not going to do that big runaround. We're just going to go straight and we're gonna say, alright, so half of 1.85 is actually equal to what? Minus 0.925. But that minus 0.925 is actually the value of b. But we want the b squared. So then we have to say, okay, minus 0.925 squared would be equal to positive, right? Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Negative 0.8556. Okay? Negative, oops, sorry. Positive 0.8556, and that would be what b squared would be, right? So we can easily just remove this right here because we know. And remember, this was added onto that side. So if it was added onto that side, we also have to make that addition onto the other side of the equation. So we'll end up having 3 over 4 plus, right, because this was added here, right, plus 0.8556. Now, I would advise to convert this fraction here into the decimal as well, and you would end up having something like 0.75, negative 0.75 plus 0.8556, and that'll be something like 0.1056. I like to do it to 4 decimal place since we haven't found our final answers yet. Okay, so on this side we have this right here. So then what do we do next? This basically is like saying x squared minus 2, just like the equation, right? 2xb plus b squared. And so that would give us an equation where it would be x minus x squared minus b squared is equal to 0.1056. So all we have to do now is basically find the square root, right? Okay, good. So this is why I move. I make a big step. I say, well, since I have this and I have this, I can now say that the answer for this would be something like x minus, right? Because remember we got the 0.925 minus 0.925 squared is equal to this. Now we want to cancel out, so we have to do the square root. So we'll find it, and we'll say the square root of 0.1056 plus or minus, and this would be, since you find the square root of this, then this would cancel off, boom, and this would be x minus 0.925. Now basically we've reached our solution basically, and it could either be, your answer could either be x minus 0.925. Hold on, no, I want to just do it like this. X, right, is equal to, if I was to send this on the other side, I have to add 0.925 on both sides, right? Plus 0.925, and that would be x is equal to 0.925 because it is a positive number, plus or minus the square root of the square root of 0.1056, and this will give us two answers where x is either equal to 0.925 plus the square root of 0.105 is 0.325, and that plus that would be 1.250, or x would be equal to 0.925 minus the square root of 0.1056 is minus 0.325, which is x is equal to 0.6. You can add a zero. So yeah, those are both of our answers. Yeah, last night, because I failed to write the negative b as shown prior, I ended up getting different answers. So this is by completing the square, and this is just a quick summary of by the quadratic formula. So yep, that's how you do it. So first of all, we try and make this, we divide whatever number you see here in front of the x, you divide it, and everyone has to get, with the way you treat this side, you're going to treat everything the same. So yeah, that's how I arrive at the answer. Thank you.